Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kazu, and welcome to Large K Podcast. For the last show of 2017, I interviewed Bao Sheng. He's a classical noise artist on Zoom Lens. I saw him at a Tone Deaf event in October, and he put on an awesome performance. It was really interesting to learn about his background in music and the complexity behind his new EP piano composition. He's a really cool guy, and I'm glad I got to learn about him more. This is Large K Podcast with Bao Sheng. Did you like grow up in this area like all your life?
No, I'm from Tucson. I moved here in June of 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're from Arizona, and then why did you move to this area?
I went to college in Portland, and then when I was done with college, I realized that because I got like a full ride there.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a relationship with like my family or anything, so it wasn't like I was just gonna like go home.
Yeah.
So I decided I would move to a large city.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And LA became like
This is the closest one.
the number one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Did you like what is it called? I'm still kind of like in a level of trying to get to know you a little bit more. But
yeah.
Like, did you grow up in like a creative household? Like, did your mom or dad play instruments or?
No. Well, my mom was like tiger mommy into piano.
Yeah.
And especially once she realized I was like really good at it, when I was like 4.
Yeah.
But that was it. And then she also put me in a choir. Well, she didn't put me into it. She like made me apply to it. I got a scholarship to be in it, and that was pretty cool. We like went on tour and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Tucson, Arizona Boys Chorus is like actually a big deal apparently.
Okay. Damn, so you got like a full ride for college, plus you got a full ride and
for choir.
For choir.
Yeah, I'm very lucky in that respect.
It really is. So would you say piano was your first instrument?
Yeah, for sure. Still is. I still play off a piano.
Okay.
A mini keyboard.
Yeah. I remember that from like watching your live show and stuff too.
Oh wait, did you see me play?
I saw you play.
At Tone Deaf.
At Tone Deaf, yeah.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah, that's what I like. And then basically, I don't know. I was in ceramics in Adrian. I don't know if you had a chance to meet him.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah. He basically like recommended like you and said like, yeah, you should interview Bod.
Oh, word. Yeah, ceramics is tight. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool show overall.
I got him confused with Oh My Moon. I felt really bad. I didn't know what. I just like I met them both, and I just assumed that one of them was the other.
Yeah.
But like, no, it was the other way around.
Yeah. When you were learning piano, was it pretty DIY or like were you classically trained?
Classically trained. I had a tutor who was like, just like another like hard ass like Chinese lady, and she was like upper middle class.
Yeah.
So she like lived in like the suburbs outside of Tucson.
Oh, okay.
And I would come over and she would like make me wash my hands before I touched anything in her house. Like that.
No
kind of
way.
thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you like at this point like are you able to like sight read and stuff too or?
Yeah, I probably like haven't really been good at sight reading for a while. Cause like I stopped doing sheet music in high school.
Yeah.
And that was after I had learned jazz, and then like I stopped taking lessons in middle school.
Okay.
And so like at that point it was just like, I don't know. Does sight reading MIDI count as sight reading?
Wait, so you were also in the jazz band too?
Just like in high school, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the jazz ensemble or whatever.
Wow. So you're pretty much involved on a lot of things, like in terms of like school curriculum, like music wise, like.
I mean, as much as like a small school, like small charter school in Tucson can provide, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah. Before doing this solo project, were you involved in like any bands or like did you?
I was in like a rock band in college that I played keys in called Los Gatos, but
the Cats.
That some of us aren't friends with each other anymore. So
I see.
Yeah.
What kind of music was it? Just plain straight up rock or?
It was like blues, but it was also like rock. It was like we would cover like random shit. Like the guy who like put the band together.
Yeah.
He was like really into like Tame Impala, but he was also into like a bunch of other things.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the band didn't sound like Tame Impala, but it's like, yeah.
I see. Is the like you guys still have any recordings like out there, or is it pretty much done with?
Yeah, so there is recordings on I'm trying to find it on SoundCloud real quick. I haven't looked at it in so long. It's pretty interesting. I definitely don't like feel very attached to it.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna be embarrassing and like bring up a lot of weird memories.
No, yeah, no, it's like it's stuff of your past, so you know it's kind of like yeah, no, that's really interesting though. So like soon as like that broke up, did you like decide to go do your solo project?
So I was making music. I started making my own music in like sophomore year of college. Under the moniker QOP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of those tracks I think is still up on my SoundCloud.
Oh, okay.
And like that was just like sad, like beats, kind of.
Yeah.
And I made like this one ambient track, which I was only trying to still leave like public on my SoundCloud.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't really start making this kind of music until like really recently.
Oh, okay.
Because my roommate Matt Dell, who isn't here right now,
yeah,
he like got me into just like a bunch of shit, but more notably like the electronic like avant-garde music. That's like kind of popping around, especially like in Europe.
Yeah,
but mostly all over the world too.
Right, that's true.
And like after listening to that, I was like, oh, I should make more music. Yeah.
I see. You say you went to college in Portland, but was there like a DIY scene there, like where people played kind of shows?
Our band played one basement show once.
Okay.
Which was fun. Was it my band, or was it a different band? I don't even remember. I'm trying to. I don't think like the DIY scene in Portland is super like.
Yeah.
I never really got into it. I never really got into like any music in Portland.
Right.
In particular, I was like making music in my room.
Yeah.
And like, I've as far as like I get community of like artists goes, it's mostly been like the internet.
Yeah. That
has sort of where I lived or whatever. And yeah, there's not as and like LA is sort of like the same way where it's like there's not a lot of places for me to like play this kind of music in LA.
Right.
Tone Deaf is kind of like an exception in
Yeah.
that way. But I want to move to Europe soon. And maybe that'll change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Europe has like a lot more of those avant-garde.
Yeah. So you can find the band's music on my friend's private account now.
Yeah.
Because he has a solo project where he's just releasing his own like music on.
Oh, okay.
And it's soundcloud.com/dogmartin. And if you go down, there's like the music is still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check those out.
#Portland.
That's funny. For the just to get to know your project a bit more, like why did you call it BOD?
Okay. This is I have a long-winded way of talking about this.
Okay.
So, formally, like, I had this idea, and you can see it as my desktop background, where it's like I had QOP, and then I was just like fixing all the possible like rearrangements of the letters.
QOP?
Yeah, right up here.
Yeah, I see
So
it.
then it goes to DOB or BOD or POQ, and then all the asymmetrical ones after that.
Yeah.
So like BOD was just like the next iteration of it, because I did do like beats under DOB for like DOB for like 2 weeks. And there was like 3 like 12-minute long like compilations of beats.
Yeah.
And then I deleted that SoundCloud.
Okay.
I don't have any of those anymore.
I see.
But BOD was actually a word.
Okay.
So that was like the first thing. And then the second thing was that like I wanted to like rebrand in a way that made sense towards like I wanted to rebrand in a way that actually like had like meaning.
Yeah.
And I would have never called it branding at the time, but now I work at a fucking startup, so I call everything branding.
Branding.
And like BOD is like, so Baojiashang means like it's this name of this street in Chengdu that my family lives on.
Yeah.
And so Shang is like alley, but the Baojia is like a homonym to the Baojia system in China. Literally, the street name itself translates to like to hold the home.
Wow. Okay.
But then like the Baojia system, which is another thing, they're homonyms. Those are really important in Chinese.
Yeah.
Like Baojia system is like this like system of like community like panoptic self-surveillance that like the communist regime really promoted, where it's just like each person is responsible for looking out for the communist intentions of 10 other people.
Yeah.
So it's just like everyone's a snitch. And like that kind of like made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And like, or like struck a chord or whatever you want to call it. And like bod as like body,
Yeah.
but like a shortened just like way of saying it.
Yeah.
I felt like was a good way where it's like the body is like in English and it's translatable.
Yeah.
It's like easily put into like typefaces. But then like Baojiashang is not translated, and like on Spotify it's put up as like the pinyin like transliteration of it.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's left sort of like as its own thing. So, with that in mind, like I decided to keep the two parts together.
I see. Okay.
As like its own name.
Yeah, I was wondering why too, and just kind of thinking. So it is like Bod Baojiashang.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
And
Baojiashang is in brackets.
Right. Yeah. Brackets.
And
Yeah.
so are all of my releases, like an English name and then a Chinese name in brackets.
Right. Yeah. I see. And I was wondering, was your first language English?
I learned both at the same time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I actually learned 2 dialects of Chinese when I was growing up, which is Mandarin and Sichuanese.
Yeah.
But I've since lost the Sichuanese part because like there's no one who speaks that around me.
Okay.
So yeah, most people in LA speak Cantonese.
Oh, really?
Which is
Okay.
interesting. That I've met at least. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So I did listen to like the new EP that you released on the 15th, the piano composition.
On Zoom Lens.
Yeah, on the through the Zoom Lens SoundCloud, and I'm not used to like listening to that type of music, but like it was really cool because of like that. I don't know what it is. Like it's really chaotic and experimental, but then like there's that transition of that kind of pretty piano melody that goes into it, and I feel like the prettiness sort of like intensifies because of that transition from the chaoticness to going into those melody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't know. It was I thought it was really cool, but like how do you come up to like compose these type of stuff? Because I feel like there's so much already going on that sometimes when I'm just listening to it, just wondering like, wow, certain part is chopped and certain part isn't, but then like there are different instrumental things like swinging in. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
The entire thing. I mean, like the way I make music is really weird. It's like there's very rarely more than one take for a given thing. So it's like I'll do one take of piano, and then I'll do one take of effects.
Yeah.
And then I'll do one take of whatever else I'm doing. I'll take the entire project file. I'll like mix it down, like make sure all the sounds are correct. Mix it down, bounce it out, and use that file and start over and do it again. and it just like it just keeps getting more complex.
Yeah.
When it sounds simpler, it just means I haven't like done as much to it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you still want to kind of make it like very complicated and like so if you keep it too simple, then you feel like there's more work to be needed.
Yeah, I have this problem where I like over complexify music a lot. I've been trying to simplify it down more lately.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Who's like what would you call it? Like would it still be like avant-garde or like?
I want it to be classical music because that's the way that it's written. Honestly, it's like it makes like it's composed the same way that like classical music would have been composed if it wasn't limited by like the technology of paper.
Right.
Like it follows like the same kind of like logic and theory.
Yeah.
And it is, but at the same time, it's like the only people who have ever accepted me or like bothered listening to my music are people who are like into noise.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's also like noise music, I guess.
I see. Okay.
So like I don't know, classical noise.
Classical noise.
Yeah.
And what did you call the EP piano composition?
That one was particular. So like I have like this fat release schedule, and when is this coming out? The podcast?
Well, I was thinking about either next week or.
Okay, so what I can tell you is that there's another thing coming out on Amen, which is like this like net label in Vienna.
Yeah.
On between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
And it's like this was like the original sort of like foundation project in which I was like trying to like release something that was like about release something that was about like the project itself. Yeah. Because I put out like a single before this. Right. And then like before that I put out like a sort of like club EP or whatever.
A club EP. Okay. Yeah.
Not really club. It's like more dancey though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's somewhere between beats and like club music.
Okay.
And so like this is like the thing where it's like I'm really like just trying to like be on this like classical music thing. Mm-hmm. And so like piano compositions is like sort of like a basic way to like start from that. And like for a classical composer it's also like a basic way to start. Like, you compose for the piano. Yeah. And then you move on to other things.
Sure. Okay.
So that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a starting point.
It's a starting point. And the whole like EP is like intended to be like kind of to be like a one whole track, right? Like
yeah, and that's how all of the releases will be.
Okay.
Forever, hopefully.
Okay.
I try to be consistent.
Yeah, dude. No, I feel like it's very like well developed and like and especially with the way you compose. Like probably the last album's not going to be the same as like the next one, So it's like I feel like it's going to be different every time, right?
Yeah, the next one's going to be more ambient noise, less piano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering, especially like when you play your like live show, when there's like so much going on, like was it kind of hard for you to like figure out like, okay, how should I execute this live?
Yeah, it was hard to decide whether or not I was going to take like there's like the singer approach to playing live shows where it's like you play music and then you just like sing over it. Yeah. And then there's like the techno way of playing a live show where it's like you literally just build everything on the spot out of machines. Yeah. And then there's kind of like the arca way of doing it where you kind of do both. Where you have like stems from like songs that you've used, like parts of them, but then you're also singing over it, but then you're also playing an instrument maybe. Yeah. And so like I kind of opted for that route in the middle, where I have like basically like entire, and I wanted to give people more in a live performance than they would have just heard by listening to my music online. Yeah. So I have the entire song, and then I have instrumentation over it, and then I have singing over that. And it's just like the solution that I've come up with so far. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And eventually, like, did you want to have like a full band or something? Not maybe like a band, but like it's kind of like
the dream is to conduct an orchestra in which everyone has like crazy like Foley artist instruments, like they're just making random sounds.
That'd be pretty epic, man. Do you also do film scoring or?
I've like I've done like sound work, like sort of like for Taya's videos. So like my music was like used in the background of like some of her stuff.
Yeah.
And then check it out, Fluff Lord. And then the other stuff is like I've done like scoring for like my other job where I was like making like commercial videos for the Museum of Contemporary Art, and like my job was also to create music for those videos.
Oh, okay.
So like I had to do that, and like hopefully now I'll be doing that in my new job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you major in like audio production or something?
No, I majored in art, just general art.
Okay.
But I did take all of my classes with like this one professor, Akihiko Miyoshi, who's like, he's super weird. He was just like this like computer guy who's like, he got his master's in computer science from like Carnegie Mellon after like immigrating to like the U.S.
Yeah.
And then like got out of school and like I guess he just decided that he didn't want to be a coder or wanted to be an artist. So his job at my school is to like teach every single medium after photography, so everything digital.
Yeah.
And I only really took classes with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy sounds really talented. I mean, the fact that like he just gives up coding and just goes.
Well, he still codes for art.
Oh, okay.
Like he does coding in his art, but he also does shit where it's like he made a painting of a photograph 1 pixel at a time.
Oh.
Like he does shit like that. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. For the, I was also wondering, do you also do like a lot of visual art, just kind of based on looking at your like Instagram post? It's kind of like the.
Yeah. Yes.
Some of the stuff kind of reminds me of those like, I don't know, xenomorphish type, like kind of
love Alien.
You know what I mean? Bjork, like Arca type shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's crazy because this art has been around for a while, and I just found out too. Like there's like this dude Kisalina who's been doing this shit for like a long time.
Yeah.
And like there's probably more artists than that I don't even know of. And it's like I was like into like the problem with art is that after you learn enough about art, you realize that art has been ruined forever by conceptualism.
Yeah.
And like there's really not much to do other than like continuously try to innovate the concept of art itself. And like I have a problem with that, so I've been kind of like trying to like rethink of like just doing design work instead.
Yeah.
Which is more about finding solutions than criticizing problems.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. The Instagram is sort of just like this thing where it's like it's been useful to like sell album covers and like SoundCloud images off of it.
Oh, really?
People will just buy them. Yeah. And like or just like be a place where people will be like, oh, like at least this person knows how to use Photoshop, maybe I can give them a gig or something.
Okay.
But my website has more of like stuff on it. I have like a show. The last show I did was in Portland, but I wasn't actually there. It was a live broadcast that I did with Taya and Matt. It's on the live stream on my website.
Okay.
You can find it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know you saw those like art for like album covers and.
Yeah, there's only been a couple ones that we've done. Tay and I are doing one for DJ MasterCard that's coming out next year.
That's cool. Man.
We might be doing one for Shalt on the Astral Plane. I don't know yet.
Okay.
And I did one for like World Tooth and like some other DJ I forgot. Like, there's been like multiple DJs who like bought my thing for like their like SoundCloud.
Really? Okay.
That I just like totally forgot like who they are.
I see. Yeah. Were you familiar with like Zoom Lens before like you became a part of it?
Yeah. So Matt was friends with Garrett from Zoom Lens for a while before I moved out here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when they met, but they met before I moved out here.
Yeah.
And then like, so I just met them peripherally. I was like, oh cool. And Garrett was like super nice, and like I went to like one of their shows. Garrett like got me tickets to Anime Expo. I went to one of the shows there.
Okay.
And like, actually, I don't think Garrett got me tickets to Anime Expo. But I got tickets for my friend at Anime Expo. But then Garrett was like, I could have gotten you tickets to Anime Expo. That's what happened. But like, yeah, it was just like the thing that was like I would just see them wherever, and then like. Finally, I was just like, I'm going to send them a demo. So I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, they were like, yeah,
They were just like immediately down. There was like no like, yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
Did you play or did you go to that Zoom Lens after party at Anime Expo? I remember they had one where like
Which one was that?
it was this year.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, this year in July. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if that's the one.
wait, was it like in like a weird like cartoonish warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Did you? So you didn't attend Anime Expo at the time?
I'm not really like into anime. Like it's.
I was kind of thinking like, why did you go to Anime Expo?
Yeah, and there's animes I like. I'm just like, and I have like this is weird. I have like a poster of like Ray from Evangelion on my wall, but I just like
Yeah,
I'm not like
that.
that like into anime. I just like I appreciate some aspects of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never cosplayed. Like there's no like deep like connection or commitment between me and anime.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happened to be like.
But it's there, and it has a huge influence on like internet culture. So it's like.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
No, you're totally right about that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So on this show, I like asking this question. But what's one of the most memorable artists you've seen live? And for this, you could include both DIY or venue show.
Does it have to be a musician?
It doesn't have to. I mean, it's performance, I guess. Like so.
Tetsuya Umeda. Yeah. Do you know who he is?
Who's that?
He's like this performance artist. So it's like a combination of like performance and sound. So like basically he goes to a site and he sets up this like fucking jerry rig of a bunch of shit. And he'll just walk around like doing things that seem like between playful and impossible. So you'll go into this warehouse and there'll just be a bunch of like random objects hanging around. You don't really know what's going on. There's like a mic stand with like a water bottle hanging off of it.
Yeah.
Like what is that? And so like Tetsuya will go up to the water bottle and he'll poke a hole in it and he'll light it on fire. And it turns out the water bottle's full of alcohol. It'll be dripping into this fire, and this continuous process of like this small fire appearing on the ground will just happen over and over. And that'll just be there the whole time. And then he'll go somewhere else and he'll like bounce an egg on a rock. And then he'll go somewhere else and like put like this like piece of dry ice in a canister. And then he'll go somewhere else and like take a rock on a string and start making noise with it. And he'll cut the string at the same moment that the canister pops. And it's just like he's obviously thought this entire thing through. But it's like it's really hard to deduce like why he's doing any of it.
Yeah.
I thought it really fucked me up. I got really destroyed. I was also really stoned at that show, but like it was definitely crazy.
It's a very well planned out show. I mean, how long was the performance?
It was like 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it at like a theater or something?
It was in a warehouse in Portland. The Portland Institute of Contemporary Art like put it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the guy's like pretty just known for like doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, and like Japanese artists are like pretty popular in like American art institutions right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's really interesting. Do you think he tours pretty often? Or?
Oh yeah, he's definitely like famous.
Okay.
Yeah, he's known for his egg things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out too then. What's the because for you like you just released your EP and I know you're planning on releasing another stuff too, but were you planning on playing more shows or just kind of in terms of future of VOD like?
Yeah, I want to play shows. I just hope someone books me. Matt and I are trying to put together a show in January.
Okay.
And we were supposed to announce it today, but there's just like not enough confirmations. I was confirmed to play with Mesh in Tucson this weekend.
Oh really?
But the venue just like fucking canceled on the promoter.
Oh wow.
And like we don't know if it's gonna happen. The promoter's like scrambling to find another venue right now. So maybe that'll happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
And like that's pretty much all I have lined up. Otherwise, it's just like whenever I throw a show, I book myself.
Yeah.
And whenever like my roommate throws a show, he may or may not book me, and like it just depends.
Yeah.
It's not that often.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be a Zoom Lens show soon that I can play.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
That'll be a pretty good one. Yeah, I think I pretty much asked like everything I wanted to ask, but before we end, I want to transition into this like segment I call this that where I'm gonna be throwing you some like This really random question.
Is this like word association?
It's not word association. You just like answer however way you want to. It's just random question I'm gonna throw at you. It's short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I mean, it's simple. It's like cats or dogs.
Cats. Damn. Well, I like dogs too. I mean, I like. Right now in my life, I'm ready for a cat.
Have you ever kept one before? Or?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of half, but like not really.
But
You want to hear a really bad story? Check this out. Okay. This is really embarrassing. My friend, it's not even my friend, in high school was like, "Do you want a cat?" And I was like, "Is it an outside cat?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yes, I do want a cat." And then like, because my mom wasn't gonna let me keep a cat. So I kept it outside the wall in the backyard. I gave it like a little nesting place with food and water.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, it had been hit by a car on the road. I was fucked up. I can't take care of anything.
That's really fucked. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I was laughing about that too.
I mean, it's funny in like a stupid way. But it's just like, damn, I should not have like accepted that responsibility. Like, you know? Like,
I thought it was gonna be something like I thought the story was gonna take to a place of like, oh, you found a random cat, therefore it terrorized your house or some shit like that. But then yeah, it died.
It died.
Yeah,
he got hit by a car. And then the weirdest part about that story is that I met this dude in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Who picks up dead cats and buries them in his backyard.
What?
Because he's like, no one's gonna bury these cats, you know. Like I gotta give them a place to be buried. And he was like, do you know whose cat this was? And I was like, no. It's just like.
Yeah, there are people that do strange things. It's kind of like that. There's this dude. I think it was like some weird Vice documentary or whatever. But this guy just like basically picks up roadkills and eats it.
That's disgusting. I guess if he is still alive.
He actually shows like on screen like how he cooks it and stuff. And like gross. And he has like.
Is it fresh roadkill or is it just like scavenged?
It's definitely like scavenged. It's not like. It got hit by a car and then he just like picks it up. Like he just like walks around looking for this shit.
That's awful.
I don't know why he fucking does it, man.
Yeah.
But here, let's move on to the next one. If you could go anywhere in the world, where'd you go?
Right now?
I mean, sure.
London.
Oh yeah, you said you wanted to go to Europe, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where most of your favorite artists or?
It's where people actually would listen to my music. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So Noise is actually like pretty popular.
Yeah. It's like Chino Amobi plays to a crowd of like 100 people in America.
Right.
But like he plays to like thousands in Europe. Or at least hundreds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else was going on? Oh yeah, just this will be like the last one, but this is just fill in a blank. It'll be like Bod is
What?
It's like a fill in a blank, so you just have to like create your own.
Oh.
Yeah. It'll just be like Kazu
Me.
is this, yeah. That's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay.
So Bod is me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That definitely makes sense. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the show. So
Yay, we did it.
山林，复照天台上。
That was Bod Baojia Shang. If you enjoyed his music, then check out the SoundCloud link I included in the description box below. Follow Bod for more updates on music and shows, and follow me for more updates on podcast episodes. Every week I got new episodes for you, so don't forget to tune in to one and only Large K Podcast. I'm Kazu, and I'll see you in 2018. Peace.